Welcome to Shots Fired. I'm Brad Freakin Nolen, and tonight with me, I have the one and only
Nick Bell
and the legend himself,
Travis King.
We are live in Cana, Virginia, to bring you our Week 14 picks. But first, Nick, update us on the standings.
I'm ashamed to say this right now, but I'm in last place, 4 games out of second, and 7 games out of first place. So, gonna have to start picking some upsets. Don't need to get too crazy quite yet. Maybe pick 1 or 2 here and there.
Tell the listeners who's in first place. I can't remember.
Brad Nolen is in first place.
Hi.
He is 7 games ahead of me, and he is 3 games ahead of Travis, and I'm 4 games behind Travis. 4 weeks to go in the season, last quarter, plus the playoffs. Travis, according to your calculations, how much games we got left?
Last week, I think I said 91. It should be, 75.
Yeah, 75. You got 16 times 4. That's 64.
Yep.
Plus 11 playoff games.
That would be
75.
correct. Yep.
75 games, 4 out. So I got to get some correct.
Yep.
So we'll start out by doing it this week. Week 14. Guys, hold on. Before we start our picks.
We can talk about some things this past week.
Yeah. How's the playoff race? What do y'all think right now?
Well, I was pretty surprised that the Chargers went into Pittsburgh and won. I caught the end of that game. It took them 3 attempts at that field goal, and finally there wasn't a penalty on the third one, and the Chargers won. Or no, there was a penalty, and they declined it, I think.
That's because when he made that one, there wasn't no sense in accepting it.
Yeah, so that was crazy. I thought the Steelers would win, but Chargers shocked the world.
Yep.
Surprised that the Giants beat the Bears, too. I was in within earshot of that game. It was right across the street from where I was staying at. And my dad considered us maybe going to that game, and I was like, it's raining and whatnot, but...
You missed one heck of a game.
Yeah, I should have won, I guess, but...
Yeah.
Then, let's see. Lamar Jackson beat the Falcons. The Panthers blew another one.
Panthers are... Somehow, they're still right there in the playoff race, but I don't see them getting in.
Green Bay fires McCarthy.
Yeah, that was uncalled for. They done that on Rodgers' birthday, too, strangely enough.
It's his birthday present, man. Then,
that was a long time coming. Now Rodgers hopefully will get a good coach.
the Patriots took care of the Vikings.
Yep, had some drama in that game with Belichick and Adam Thielen getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Seahawks beat the 49ers, beat the brakes off of them.
Richard Sherman's returned to CenturyLink.
Wasn't too good. Philadelphia took care of a third-string quarterback,
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Mark Sanchez.
What a night that was.
I can't believe the quarterback problems they're having.
One of the greatest nights of my life.
Jay Gruden said he's not going after Colin Kaepernick.
Yep.
He said they discussed it, and he said, hey, they better not, or something like that.
I guess Sanchez will stay under center.
They don't want the drama on their team, I guess.
He made up for the butt fumble. He had a butt recovery
Yeah.
game. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he did. He recovered it with his butt.
Oh, my Lord.
I was laughing so hard. I was like, butt fumble. Here it is. It struck again, but he recovered, so he
Did
made
your
up
dad
for
go
it.
to that game?
Yep, he sure did.
He sat with y'all?
Nope, he's sitting all kinds of different seats.
Oh, Lord.
A lot of good stories to talk about that, but we'll get into it later on maybe, or...
Andrew Luck shut out by the Jaguars.
That was probably the biggest surprise of the week, come to think of it.
Yeah, what the heck? That had to be the biggest surprise. Like, 0 points, really, for the Colts?
Titans made a big comeback on the Jets.
Marcus Mariota, man, he's clutch. Doing his thing, man.
Playoff wild card race is wild. You got the Ravens in the 6th seed at 7-5. Then you got 4 teams followed up with a 6-6 record, and then you got Cincinnati just sitting out at 5-7.
Yeah, Cincinnati, I think you can scratch him off.
And I'm scratching off the Ravens as well. I don't think they're for real. I don't think out of the teams that are 6-6, I think they're not as good as teams like the Colts and as good as the Broncos.
Colts
I think
just lost to the Jaguars 6-0, man.
that's
What
one game.
do you think
though.
about the Dolphins?
They're not for real.
No, I'm not worried about them. It's going to be the Broncos or Colts getting the 6th
I'm
seed.
not sure about the Broncos now, given their injuries I learned about. And the Colts, now they got to go on the road to Houston. And then they get Dallas, but that is at home. But I'm not so sure about them after they laid that egg in Jacksonville.
That's a fluke. They've been consistent for weeks.
So you think they're going to go on the road to Houston and win?
We'll get into that, but yes, I do.
What about the Raiders and Chiefs? What do you think about that game? Raiders gave Chiefs a
About
game.
what Oh, they did?
40-33.
Yep. My score prediction was a little off. I think I picked that game 695-6 or something like that. I was way off. I'm sorry about that.
Derek Carr drove down the field, had a chance to win it.
Wow.
And then Kansas City got the ball back and got a touchdown, went up 10.
Wow.
And then Derek Carr got a field goal, turned it into 7. But
Shows you what I know.
Pittsburgh, interesting stat. Pittsburgh lost their first ever game.
When leading at home by 14 points.
Yes.
Yep.
That's amazing. Also, Russell Wilson's got the second highest QBR of all time. I sent that to you, Brad Nolen.
Yep.
To Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. Two bad men right there.
Should Russell Wilson be in the MVP conversation?
Yes, he should.
So tell me, his passing yards, it's not impressive. He passed 185, but he had 4 touchdowns.
Yeah.
He was 13 for 17, 4 touchdowns. In the first half, he was like 3 for 6, 3 touchdowns. All 3 completions he had was touchdowns.
Wow.
But I would argue that his season he had last year was better than this because he got counted last year for what was it? Like at one point it was like every touchdown that they scored. It was crazy stat. So last year was a better year for him, but he's carrying that team again this year. So
You
he
know
should.
something interesting?
Mhm.
He's got 5 interceptions. Last year he had 12. His QBR is 115.5 this year. Last year it was like 102. He had 34 touchdown passes last year. This year he's currently at like 28 with 4 games to go.
Wow.
So if you look at it statistically, he's on pace to have a better season.
But his rushing's cut back a lot this year as opposed to
because
last
he's
year.
finally got some running backs.
Yeah.
But his passing yards are a lot.
Yeah.
Like his yards is not what they were last year.
He's carrying them. He usually does.
I mean, he's clutch when he has to be, you know.
It's true.
Like when he throws the ball, he usually hits his target.
Mm-hmm.
You know, him and Tyler Lockett have the highest quarterback to wide receiver QBR in the league. It's perfect, 158.3.
Wow.
You know who's below that?
Michael Thomas and Breeze, I'd imagine.
And they're at 156 or something like that. And then like fourth on the Breeze is fourth on the list with Traquan Smith.
Wow.
Yeah. So, and I think third was like say Dak Prescott and Coop.
Yeah, but they've been playing a couple weeks. That'll drop. But
All right, let's get into these picks. The Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans. Thursday night football. Earlier in the season, before we knew what the teams were like week 1, I would have said this is probably going to be an interesting game. I mean, wouldn't y'all assume?
Yes. Well, Tennessee swept Jacksonville last year, and they beat them earlier this year in Jacksonville.
This game still might be interesting. I think Jacksonville could give them a game, but
I do.
It's just boring because these two teams are just boring teams to watch. No offense.
I actually do enjoy watching Tennessee. I like Mariota.
Yeah, you've been bragging about him lately, man.
Yeah.
You become a Tennessee Titans fan.
I'm not, but I do like Mariota.
he's a closet Titans fan.
Went from Charlotte to Atlanta to Nashville.
He's just circling all around Virginia, ain't you, boy?
What's going to be next? D.C.? You going to be a Redskins fan?
Yep.
Landover, Maryland?
He's working his way up.
Then he's
He'll
going
be
to go
an
to
Eagles
Philadelphia.
fan. Yeah.
The Eagles.
Fly,
Then he's going to be
Eagles,
the
fly.
Giants and then the Jets.
Patriots, baby. Woo! He'll
All
be
right.
working his way into Canada football.
Oh,
Johnny
Lord.
Manziel, baby. Calvary, let's go. So, Travis, we got Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Tennessee Titans.
Taking the Titans tomorrow night at Nissan Stadium in Nashville. I just don't see Cody Kessler going on the road into a hostile environment and getting a win.
I wouldn't call Tennessee hostile,
I think it's hostile. I thought it was hostile as could be when we were there week 4. You didn't think that?
but not compared to the other two stadiums I've been to. Carolina and Philadelphia. Nowhere near it.
I thought it was pretty loud. Well, you got to look at it this way, too. Philadelphia got a bigger fan base than Jacksonville.
Yeah, but still the same amount of seats, basically.
Yeah, I bet it be sold out tomorrow night. Bet it will be.
Maybe.
But, yeah, I'm going to take Tennessee just for the reason I think Mariota's better, a whole lot better than Cody Kessler, and I just think Tennessee is going to be able to do enough to win, and I don't think Jacksonville's offense. Tennessee's got an above-average defense. They play well at home, so I just don't see Jacksonville going in there and winning on a short week. So I'm going to take the Titans. I'm going to go with Tennessee. I'm going to go 27-13 Titans.
That's ironic. My score was going to be 26-13 Titans. So, yeah, I think the Titans will win. And pretty easily. I don't believe in Jacksonville, even though they won 6-0 last week. As a fluke, I feel like Colts just had an off day. And Titans play really good at home. They can beat about anybody. So, I'm rolling with the Titans.
Okay, I'm going to tell y'all something. If this game was in Jacksonville, I'll be taking the Jaguars. But it's in Tennessee. So I'm taking the Titans. Mariota, I don't have faith in him. There's something about it. He puts his team behind and force him to throw the ball. I think they're better when they can run. They're not
throws last week though,
and they're not using Corey Davis to his potential either. He's not as good as he was talked up to be coming out of college from Western Michigan.
He's had one good game his whole career, and I was there to witness it. Yep. He had to do it to my Eagles. That was the only good game he's ever had.
Touchdown against the Jets, that was game winner this past Sunday, like 20 seconds to go.
But against Philly, he raped them. He had like 120-some yards.
Yeah, he did.
Just y'all been banged up in the secondary, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clean sweep on Tennessee. I think it's going to be low scoring and close. But I'm going to say Mariota pulls it out 16-13. It's going to be a bunch of field goals. Defensive game. Moving on to the 1 o'clock game. Travis King, the New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills.
Laugh of a game. I'm going to go with the Buffalo Bills at home. Just for the fact the game's in Buffalo and they went into MetLife and had their way with them a couple of weeks ago, so I don't see why they can't beat the Jets at home. Buffalo's just, Bradley said it before, just an interesting team. Bradley about summed it up perfectly last week. They either blowing somebody out or getting blown out. But last week they actually had a close game with the Dolphins down in South Beach.
Yeah, Josh Allen missed a wide open throw last play of the game.
He did.
Your boy.
But
well, actually, it wasn't Josh Allen. Charles Clay dropped it.
Yeah,
he dropped it.
Just Clay.
In the
end
zone.
Come on, man, on Monday Night Countdown.
It was for the win. You should have seen it. Josh Allen rushed for like 130 yards, and he passed for like 230.
Wow.
Yeah, he's turned into a good rushing quarterback.
You should have seen him out there. He's like Russell Wilson.
Oh, you watched it?
Yeah, I watched that game because that was one game we differed on.
Oh, yeah.
Pissed me off. Charles Clay, I just wanted to kill him right there.
Yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo at home. Ain't a lot to say about this game. Both teams basically out of the playoff race. But just for the fact it's in Buffalo. Oh, yeah, Buffalo cut Kelvin Benjamin, too, by the way, yesterday.
And they cut Andre Holmes.
And he got picked up by the Broncos.
Who, Kelvin Benjamin?
No, Holmes.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I'm hoping Seattle will pick up Benjamin.
Ooh, I don't know if you want that cancer of a man on your team.
I just want to... we need a big body. We don't have any big receivers.
He don't get off the line very well, and he's lazy, though.
We got Doug Baldwin, Tyler Lockett, some guy named Jerron Brown, some guy named David Moore. We ain't got anything. Some guy named Nick Vanette at tight end.
But yeah, I'm going to take Buffalo. I'm going to go with Buffalo. I'm going to go 27-24 Bills.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bills at home. Team that plays really good at home. Have a great fan base there in Buffalo. Josh Allen, he's turned into a good quarterback, especially running the ball. He's a scrambler. Get out of trouble. I think he's going to be a pretty good quarterback. I think they're going to win this game. I'm going to say 30-13.
You say you're taking Buffalo?
Mm-hmm.
I am taking the Buffalo Bills. My boy Josh Allen going to shred this Jets defense. Really consider taking Josh Allen in fantasy this week,
That's a good idea.
but just didn't have the balls to do it. Instead, I'm starting Kirk Cousins against the Seattle Seahawks.
Well,
I'm going to go with Buffalo winning. I think they won pretty easy. I expect Shady McCoy to have a good game.
yeah,
He's really cheap. He's really cheap this week in FanDuel leagues. Who knows? Clean sweep again. Moving on to our third game, 1 o'clock. The New York Giants versus the Washington Redskins. Brad Nolen.
Going with the Giants on the road. The Giants surprised the world last week, beat the Bears, the rainy Meadowlands. Redskins just in a lot of trouble. Moved on to their third-string quarterback, Mark Sanchez. That's not going to end well for them. I'm going to say the Giants win this game 27-10.
Yep, I'm going to go with the Giants, too, to go on the road to FedEx Field and get a win. Man, just looking back on it, if they could have held on and beat the Eagles in Philadelphia, they could really be making some noise in the playoff picture, but I just think they're too far out, despite the fact I think they're going to win this game. I just can't bring myself to pick Sanchez at home. I know the Redskins went into New York, seemed like about a month ago, and got a win, but, I mean, my goodness, that was with Alex Smith at the helm, and now they went through him and Colt McCoy, and now they're down to Sanchez, so I just don't see it happening. And, oh yeah, what about Odell Beckham? Y'all see that on that onside kick? He didn't even give no effort to get the ball. Shannon Sharp was talking about that.
Kind of look like Cam Newton in the Super Bowl.
But
Yeah, that rigged Super Bowl that Cam didn't try in.
that was rigged. You know, they had to let Peyton go out on top.
So what do you think? They paid Cam Newton not to jump right there to get the football. He went.
I can't defend him on that. I don't know why he didn't dive, but
Biggest game of his life, and he couldn't lay his big, huge 6'8" body out on the line to get a fumble. He's bigger than anybody on the field.
yeah, I would say that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Giants. Washington's fading fast right before our eyes. I'm gonna say the Giants go in there and put a whooping on them. I'm gonna go 30-10 Giants.
I don't think they put a whooping on him, but because Eli Manning's the quarterback, he's at the point in the stage of his career, he is a game manager.
Yeah.
I mean, for God's sake, Odell Beckham Jr.'s got more 40-yard touchdown passes than Eli Manning.
He does.
Odell Beckham's got 2, Eli Manning's got 0.
That is true. One of them came against Panthers in Charlotte.
Eli can't throw the deep ball.
Cannot.
But Washington's defense is trash right now. It's horrible. It started out good. And
Yeah.
I guess they've just gave up hope. Now that Smith's hurt, they're like, we're done. So they just
Going
give up.
through the motion.
Okay. Moving on. Everybody got the Giants?
We do.
Okay. The Saints versus the Buccaneers. Brad.
When I first saw this game on paper, I thought, Bucks might upset them. You know, they beat them in week 1. And it kind of intrigued me seeing it on paper. But I thought, Saints defense is playing a lot better now. And their offense, other than last week, it can't be stopped. So I'm going to go with the Saints in a pretty high-scoring game. I'm going to say Saints win 33-20.
Yep, I'm going to go with the New Orleans to go on the road to Tampa, get revenge from week 1, what took place in the Superdome. Of course, this time Jameis will be under center. Fitzmagic probably won't be unless Jameis just starts doing bad or he gets injured. But right now, Jameis is on a bit of a roll, and I mean, I do think Saints is going to win, but I could see Jameis having success on Sunday afternoon at Raymond James Stadium. But I think the Saints is going to win the game in the end. I just don't see them losing 2 games in a row, and plus they've had 10 days off to prepare, and them and Tampa's pretty heated rivals, and I just don't see the Saints letting Tampa sweep them. And if I ain't mistaken, Tampa beat the Saints in Week 17 last year in Tampa, I'm pretty sure. They won 2 in a row against these guys. But anyway, though, I'm going to go with the Saints. I just think Tampa's defense isn't going to be able to stop Breeze and Kamara, Ingram, Thomas, and all them other weapons they have. I could see it being a high-scoring affair, but I just don't think Tampa's offense is going to be able to outscore New Orleans' offense, basically, what it's going to boil down to. And I'm going to go with the Saints. I'm going to say, I'm going to go 35-24 New Orleans.
You say that about Tampa's offense, but I'm pretty sure they still have the number one offense in football, correct? As far as yards?
Maybe.
I think they do.
Yeah.
So they can hang with them.
And they get yards, they go in the red zone, but they can't
Can't
put it in the end zone.
Yep.
I'm going to go with the Saints in this one. Tampa Bay pulled a fluke week 1. That Buccaneers defense is terrible. I don't know how Cam Newton didn't put up more than 17 against them. He threw 4 interceptions.
I think he hurt his shoulder.
Oh.
That's what my dad said. My dad watched the game.
Yeah, they put Taylor Heineke in for the
deep ball throw.
Yeah, the Hail Mary.
I could see him starting Sunday in Cleveland. We'll get to that in a bit. Well, I could if he's hurt, Bradley. What? It's the truth.
I'm going with the Saints. The New England Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. Travis.
Go with the Patriots, man. They're going to take them a little vacation down the South Beach. Sure, they're going to enjoy that hot, warm weather down there before they head back up north to play the rest of the season where it's cold. They're going to go down there. They're going to get a win. Just ain't a lot to say. Miami, for some odd reason, does seem to play New England tough always, especially when it's in Miami.
Yeah, they beat them on Monday Night Football last year.
They did.
Oh, yeah, Jay Cutler was playing.
Yep, he was.
Yeah, Pro Bowl candidate, baby.
But, yeah, I like New England. Just ain't a lot to say about it. I'm just going to throw out a score. I'm going to say New England wins. I'm going to go 31-13.
Yeah, I'm picking the Patriots, too. My score's going to be 31-17 Patriots. They're just a well-oiled machine, and they're getting better as the season goes along. So, going with the Patriots.
All right, the score was 38-7 when these guys played back in like week 3.
Yep.
And it was in New England. Since it's in Miami, I'll give Miami's defense 1 less touchdown. And I'll give Miami's offense 1 more touchdown. So I'm going to say 31-14 New England.
So we all got the Patriots putting up 31 this week.
We do.
All right, the Baltimore Ravens with the best quarterback trio in the league, according to John Harbaugh.
I would say, yeah, you could argue that.
You think so?
I do.
I'd have to respectfully disagree.
Who you got?
The Eagles. You got Wentz and Foles. Foles is the backup, and he won his Super Bowl MVP.
Yeah, Nick said trio, though.
Oh, I don't even know who their third string is. Shoot.
Seattle's is Russell Wilson, Brett Hundley, and Alex Magoo.
I think is it Nate Sudfeld?
Yeah.
Is Eagles third string? Yeah, because he was about to make an appearance in week 1 or 2, I think.
Yeah.
Just going by trios, I would say Harbaugh is right. If it was just 2 guys, and I'm with Bradley, I would say no.
I think it's Arizona.
You think so?
Yeah, they got Josh Rosen, Sam Bradford.
No, they released Sam Bradford.
Well, they got Mike Glennon and then somebody else.
Yep.
They got some good ones. Or decent ones. Like all together, if you average it together. But back to the picks. Baltimore Ravens versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
I want to go with the Kansas City Chiefs at Arrowhead Stadium Sunday afternoon. If this game was in Baltimore, believe it or not, I may would consider picking Baltimore, but it's in Kansas City. I know Lamar Jackson went on the road. He somehow managed to beat the Falcons last week. But it hurts me to say this because I'm a Falcons fan, but playing in Arrowhead is going to be a much tougher environment. That would have been a tougher environment if Atlanta had been better record-wise, but where they's basically out of the playoff picture, I guess fans just couldn't endure to come out to the...
Yeah, did you see how many open seats there was?
Yes, I did. I didn't like that.
Those loyal Falcons fans.
I wish I could have been there myself. Well, in a way I do, in a way I don't. I don't want to see them lose, but yeah. I don't know what to think of Kansas City. Well, I don't know what to think of Kareem Hunt in particular. That whole situation's crazy, and he made a mistake, and he's paying the consequences for it, I guess would be the way to word it. But I still think Kansas City's going to be, I don't think quite as good without Kareem Hunt, no, but I still think they're a good football team, especially offensively. They took somewhat of a step back, but they're still fine on that side of the ball. I think Spencer Ware can step in and still do pretty well, I feel like. And I just don't think Baltimore's defense is going to be able to stop that high-powered offense. And in return, I just think that tough environment is going to get the best of Lamar Jackson. And just think the Chiefs are going to win, especially at home. So I'm going to say, over the Chiefs, I'm going to go 30-20, Kansas City.
Yeah, when I first saw this game on paper, it kind of interested me. You know, the Ravens could go in and win. Then I thought, no way. Jackson's never been in an environment like, Arrowhead, so it's going to eat them alive. And the Chiefs, yeah, they lost Kareem Hunt. Rumors are the Eagles are interested in picking him up. I hope they do. It'd help them out a lot. That really killed my fantasy teams. I have Kareem Hunt on 4 of my 6 teams. So, but I'll be fine. I got pretty good backups. But anyhow, I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home. I think it's going to be a pretty close game. I'm going to say 34-27.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs, too. The Chiefs at home. Lamar Jackson, just a little baby. He's young. He ain't used to playing in this. I mean, I know college crowds can get crazy, but I don't think he really played.
Arrowhead up there with Seattle is one of a kind.
Yeah.
Especially when they're good.
I say Seattle. Your top 3 is probably Seattle, Kansas City, Baltimore, maybe.
Philly's up there. Pittsburgh's up there.
Yeah. Used to be Cincinnati.
Yep.
Then.
Oh, no way.
They did, used to.
I'll tell you what, Philadelphia, being in that game and that crowd, there was nothing like that atmosphere. I've never been in an atmosphere like that in a sporting event. It's crazy.
You want to go to Seattle sometime?
I mean, I'm sure it's crazy,
No,
but
I'm just saying, let's go.
I'd love to. Eagles-Seahawks play. Let's go.
All right.
They play this year?
No, I meant when they do.
They could play in the playoffs, potentially.
Let's go.
We'll play next year.
Oh, really?
Where's it at?
Seattle, I think.
Oh, yeah?
Because y'all are going to play second in y'all's division. We're going to be second, so we'll play each other.
Hmm.
You know that's how it worked.
Wait a second. We ain't placing second in our
I was
division.
getting ready to say, Bradley ain't going to agree with
No way. We'll be playing the freaking Rams next year, boy.
Okay. You got to beat the Rams this year.
Oh, Sunday night. Next week.
Is it Sunday?
that. Yeah, yes it is. Yep.
Everybody took Kansas City?
Yep.
All right, moving on to the Indianapolis Colts versus the Houston Texans. Travis King. I mean, whoever.
Want to go with the Houston Texans at home. Keep their streak going. This game ain't going to be as good as what I thought it was going to be. Since the Colts went to Jacksonville, I laid that egg. Which I think part of that, they might have been looking ahead to Houston, but I think that was just it's going to cost them dearly. I don't even know. They may not make the playoffs now because of it. My good friend Nate Gerber, he's a Colts fan. He doesn't think they're going to make the playoffs now after that loss. And he doesn't think they're going to go to Houston when he's a Colts fan. So I just can't see them going into Houston and winning. Their defense is too suspect. Watson's going to have a big game. Hopkins is going to have a big game. Lamar Miller could potentially have a big game, too, running the ball. The other offense may manage to put up some points. I don't even know if I got a lot of confidence in that after what happened last week in Jacksonville. But, yeah, I just don't see the Colts going in there and winning, though. Houston basically got the division on lockdown now at this point after that Colts loss. They're going to keep it rolling. I'm going to go with Houston. Going to go 34-17 Houston.
And I'm picking the Indianapolis Colts to go on the road and end the Texans streak. I've been saying this for weeks, that the Colts were going to win this game. And after last week, still doesn't change my mind. You say that the Colts' defense is suspect. Cleveland's defense is worse than it. And Texans, put up 29 points. I mean, it wasn't nothing impressive. It wasn't like they beat the crap out of them or anything. Their defense played good. I think Baker Mayfield had 4 interceptions. 3 or 4, so... Yeah, I'm going with the Colts on the road. The first game they should have won if their coach, he done something crazy on 4th down in the overtime.
Yeah, they would have tied if he would have punted it probably.
Yeah, so they could have won that game. Maybe should have. So I'm going with the Colts. I'm going to say they win 27-24. Streak over for the Houston Texans.
I'm going with the Houston Texans at home. They're on fire, 9 in a row. Colts, they were on fire, but they've stumbled this past week against Jacksonville. Didn't put up any points whatsoever.
Jacksonville's defense been playing poorly too. On top of that,
just a little shows Indianapolis is still a little immature. I mean,
yeah.
They haven't been used to being in the situation of being in the playoff race.
Yeah.
But this time next year, I think they're definitely a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think they are. I think they're a lot like the Seahawks.
Yeah.
Both teams start off slow, and look at them now. Going with the Texans though in this game, but Colts' future is bright.
Colts will win this week. Write it down.
No, I don't think they will. You can't even beat Jacksonville in Jacksonville. How are they going to go in and beat Deshaun Watson?
They will do it.
The Carolina Panthers versus the Cleveland Browns.
I want to go with the Cleveland Browns Sunday afternoon in Ohio. I never thought I'd be, excuse me, sorry about that. I never thought I would,
Travis gets spooked over the littlest things.
Never thought I'd hear myself utter the words Cleveland Browns going to beat the Carolina Panthers, but it's going to happen. Carolina just pitiful football team right now. They're still very much alive in the playoff race somehow. That's a miracle in itself, they are, but I could see Carolina losing out this year. They may not win another game this year. It's just the truth. Clay said it last night, and Clay's right. It's not a very good football team. It's bad coaching. I don't know what to say. Cleveland's a dangerous team at home on top of that. And I could see Baker Mayfield having a field day against their defense and terrible coaching we got. So, I'm going to go with the Browns. I should have picked Tampa Bay last week instead of flipping that coin. But anyhow, though, I didn't. So, I took the L along with the Panthers. But, I'm going to go with Cleveland. Plus Cam Newton may not even play, too. And Greg Olson's on injured reserve now. I'm worried about him. I just wonder if he's ever going to see the field again. He had a terrible injury, ruptured something. That's obviously not good. Hope it's not the last we've seen of him. I like him a lot and everything, but we'll see. But, yeah, Cam, if he does play, he's definitely not 100%. Shoulder, something's messed up. There's just something ain't right with him.
Never has been.
Yeah.
But,
Fruit Loop.
Yeah, Cleveland's going to win. Want to go with Cleveland. Want to say they win. I'm going to go 30-17 Browns.
And I'm picking the Browns as well. The Browns will win this game 30 to 21. I'm picking them. They're at home. I thought a long time about this game, and I just had a good feeling Cleveland's going to get the win, so that's why I'm picking them.
I'm going with the Carolina Panthers because when I look at this game and the matchup, it's probably going to be cold. Carolina's rush defense is about the only thing they got going for them. Their rush defense is really good. It's like top 6 in the league, I saw. So therefore, Nick Chubb's going to have to struggle. He's going to struggle to get anything going. Mayfield's going to have to throw the ball. It's going to be cold. Mayfield struggled against the Texans last week until the second half when it was garbage time. So, going to go with the Carolina Panthers. Don't think the Panthers are going to lose 5 in a row. I know, I was like, I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row. Then we was like, I don't think they're going to lose 3 in a row. Surely to God they ain't going to lose 4 in a row. And now, if they lose 5 in a row, I quit. So,
Yeah.
I'm going with the Panthers. McCaffrey's going to tear that Browns defense up.
He could. I hope you're right. I mean, I hope they win.
Cam Newton, he's going to get a dub this week.
I hope so, if he even plays.
Well, he better play because I'm picking the Panthers. All right. The Atlanta Falcons versus the Green Bay Packers.
I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons to go on the road to Lambeau Field and get a win.
Oh.
There's a lot to say about this game.
Wait, they couldn't even beat Lamar Jackson at home, a rookie. You think they're going to beat that bad man Aaron Rodgers at Lambeau?
Man that's ranked nearly dead last in every category in the league. Nah, watched Skip and Shannon today, and Skip made out all the points I needed to hear. Matt Ryan's going to go in there. He's going to outplay Rodgers like he does about every time he meets the man on the field, plays against him. I think he's won 3 in a row against that so-called bad man this Sunday afternoon in Green Bay, Wisconsin. It's going to be 4 in a row. I don't care if the weather's 15 degrees. I don't care if it's 0 degrees. Matt Ryan's going to go up there, and he's going to outplay Aaron Rodgers. And Atlanta's going to get a win. Although it's, pointless. Both teams out of the playoff race. Rodgers, what a joke. Can't even beat Josh Rosen at home. You say that about Matt Ryan. He can't even beat Josh Rosen and the Cardinals at home.
But that was before. That's why he still had Mike McCarthy.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy's a good football coach. He'll land somewhere else. May land in Carolina. Maybe.
You better hope not.
Well, I wouldn't hope not. All them playoff appearances and helped guide Rodgers to his only Super Bowl win he should have never had.
Help God, and McCarthy wouldn't be nothing without Rodgers.
Oh, he would.
He'd be working at McDonald's or something.
No, he helped guide him to the Super Bowl, man. Rodgers caught all the breaks in the world in that playoffs 8 years ago. Skip Bayless talked about that today. Didn't have to face Jay Cutler. Chicago was banged up. Atlanta was banged up. And can't remember who they played in the first round. And somehow managed to beat Pittsburgh, which should have never happened. And then since that little magical run he went on, that should have never happened. He's 5-6 in the playoffs with 2 of those losses at home. Show you just how poorly of a quarterback he is.
Yeah, Skip Bayless just mad because he beat the Cowboys in the playoffs twice.
He shouldn't have. If it wasn't for a fluke catch and a terrible call on the Dez Bryant catch, it should have been a catch.
The Packers was killing them last time they played in the playoffs, like, 38-7 or something like that?
Yeah, and Dallas came back.
That's not a fluke. Oh, yes, because Rodgers' defense has always sucked.
But, anyhow, old Matt Ryan, he's going to show up and he's going to walk out of there with a win. There ain't a lot to say about it. It's going to happen. And the scores, Atlanta's going to win. Want to go 35-20 Atlanta.
You are crazy, Travis. There ain't no way. Aaron Rodgers finally's got Mike McCarthy off of his back. That era has ended. Yeah. Now he's going to tear it up.
What pressures he's got on him now, too, after all that's happened.
Oh, he's going to go off, boy. Packers are going to win this game. Ain't a doubt in my mind. It's over. I ain't even got to look at the score. I know they're going to win. I ain't going to even worry about it. It's a win. Packers win at home against the horrible Atlanta Falcons and the horrible quarterback that is Matt Ryan. Oh, God, Matt Ryan just only wishes he could be Aaron Rodgers. He probably wears Aaron Rodgers' pajamas to bed in his house in Atlanta.
He beat him the last 3 times he's played him, I know that.
I'm going to say the Packers win 35-17.
Dude, what do you think? Them birds are going to go up there to the frozen tundra. Out of the dome. They're going to be like, dang, this is cold.
Well, Arizona done it. Why can't Atlanta do it?
Mike McCarthy was holding them back.
Arizona's actually a warmer weather environment than Atlanta this time of year. It's desert.
Yeah, but Josh Rosen is a rookie. He was too stupid to realize what he was getting into. He never thought anything about it. He's too dumb. He's just like, what's this guy here?
He had nothing to lose, man.
Yeah.
Matt Ryan does it. They're
His
out
job.
of it.
Dan Quinn's
His
gonna be
legacy.
Oh, he shouldn't. He can't help all them injuries, man. I don't see why he would.
Rodgers can't help that he's got a sucky defense and had a sucky head coach and has sucky receivers other than Devontae Adams.
He's had good receivers. Jordy Nelson.
Not this year.
Got Jimmy Graham.
Jimmy Graham's he's done. He's past his prime.
He's got a broke finger too.
Broke thumb.
I'm taking Green Bay anyhow. Moving on to the Denver Broncos versus the San Francisco 49ers.
I want to go with the Denver Broncos, despite the fact that they got some tough news on some injuries. But this game is in San Fran, I do believe. But I still think they're going to go out there, and I think they're going to get a win and keep their little streak they're on right now rolling. But yeah, definitely some tough news with losing Chris Harris. That's a big blow, and Emmanuel Sanders is a big blow. There's no doubt about that. But they'll still be able to go out and beat the 49ers. Ain't a lot to say about this game. 49ers the 49ers had tough breaks too themselves with Garoppolo going out and all the injuries they had early on in the year too. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Broncos. I think they'll rely heavily on that power running game they got, and I think they'll run all over the 49ers, and I think they'll get a win. We'll go with Denver. I'm going to go 34-14 Broncos.
Yeah, I'm picking the Broncos. Yeah, both these teams have a lot of injuries on the year. It's unfortunate. Denver seemed to overcome their shortcomings, and San Francisco just keeps having these injuries. Matt Breida's out this week, and injury bug just keeps hitting them. Yeah, I'm going with Denver on the road. I'm going to say they win 26-13.
I'm going with the Denver Broncos, although saw a lot of positive things last week from the 49ers when they beat Seattle. Nick Mullins threw for 435 yards. They turned the ball over 4 times, though. And I think they found a utility weapon that they're going to have for many years to come. His name's Jeff Wilson Jr. Backup running back for Breida. And Breida's banged up now. Jeff Wilson getting the start this week.
Wow.
Jeff Wilson had 90 yards rushing against us, and he had 50 yards receiving or something.
Wow.
Utility weapon in the making.
But Denver's rush defense has stepped it up the last few weeks. One of the best rushing defenses in football.
I was just talking about overall future.
I
think Jeff Wilson's going to be a good weapon for him. Because that was his first game, ever getting to play.
Okay.
So I just think he's got a future bright spot. So we'll remember this podcast if he does. I said that. Moving on to the Cincinnati Bengals versus the Los Angeles Chargers.
Ain't much to say about this game. Should be a beatdown, I figure. Chargers, they impressed me. In Pittsburgh. Crazy thing about this, I didn't even know they had won until late Monday night. Really, around midnight that night, I didn't know they had won. Cause
where have you been?
Well,
have you been in a hole?
Had a busy day Sunday and everything, and my body was just physically wore down.
And you couldn't watch football because of it?
I worked a lot of hours the day before on that Saturday, then stayed with Nate Gerber that night. We stayed up half night playing games, and I just hadn't had a lot of sleep. And I sat down, and I just couldn't make it through it. Just my body was just physically wore out, and I mean, I was getting away a little bit, but I'll tell it. I was supposed to be off work Monday, but then had an emergency at work, and I had to go in and work from 3:30 to 11:30 that night. And so, see, my plan was I was going to watch it Monday. Well, I sort of embarrassed to say this, but I slept till like 1 o'clock on Monday, where I was just so wore out. So the time I got up and I found out how to go to work, I couldn't watch it because I had to get ready for work. So, yeah, I didn't even get to see the end of that game until really late Monday night when I got back in. And it was good. It was worth watching, that's for sure. I'm glad I had it recorded. It was a good game. Somewhat of an odd game, though. I don't know if y'all seen. Chargers got a touchdown that should have never. Really, they got 2 touchdowns that should have never happened. One because the referees
Missed
a very, very obvious false start. Like, I ain't hating on him or not, but I mean, it was definitely a missed call. And then the other one, Pittsburgh probably should have had an interception. Can't remember who it was, but he had a collision with his teammate. The ball just happened to pop free, like right to Allen. He dove and caught it. That was a fluke. That's 14 points right there, but still give him credit. Old Phillip Rivers, he's something else. He's one of a kind. He's freaking awesome is what he is. He's unbelievable. I was thinking, after that game Monday night, there's a man up in Green Bay that wishes he's about half as good as Phillip Rivers. But, he's unreal, man. That last drive, it's just unreal. 4 minutes and 15 seconds executed to perfection. Just hostile environment. It's just unreal. Chargers are a team we need to watch out for in the playoffs, folks. It might just be old Phillip Rivers' time. I really feel like it. But, yeah, this ain't going to be much of a contest. Cincinnati, they just been eaten alive by the injury bug, and even if they weren't, I just don't see them going into L.A., although for some odd reason which is crazy to think how good that team is, but that's not exactly the best home field advantage, not even close. But yeah, Chargers is going to win. It's going to be a blowout. I'm going to say, I'm going to go high scoring, not fair, but Chargers are going to put up points like crazy. I'm going to go 45-13 Chargers. It's going to be a blowout.
Yeah, I'm picking the Chargers in a blowout as well. I think they're going to win 38-6. I believe Jeff Driscoll starting at quarterback again for the Bengals, so that's not going to be good. Chargers, they're clicking. Look, they're only one game behind the Chiefs in the AFC West, so they could still win that division, honestly, but they're definitely going to make some noise in the playoffs, I feel like. So I'm going with the Chargers, 38-6.
I am going with the Chargers, too. I don't think Rivers is going to lose to Driscoll or whatever his name is. Allen's going to have a big day. But all Cincinnati's got anymore is...
Joe Mixon.
Yep. Got Tyler Boyd. He's all right. A.J. Green out for the season. I'm going to go with the Chargers in a blowout. Not much to say about that game. Moving on. The Philadelphia Eagles versus the Dallas Cowboys.
I want to go with the Dallas Cowboys. Sunday afternoon at AT&T Stadium in Dallas, Texas. I know Bradley doesn't like to hear it, but man, I care less who wins the game. I'm just telling you what I think's going to happen, But I just don't see Philly going into Dallas, into a hostile environment and getting a win. My gosh, Dallas went into an even tougher environment, in my opinion, on a Sunday night, beat Philly on a short week. And now it's like roles are reversed. Philly's got to travel to Dallas on a short week. All the difference was is Philly won their Monday night game and Dallas, of course, lost. But either way, yeah, I mean, my gosh, Dallas' defense can do what it done to New Orleans, and I can't even begin to process in my head what it can do to Philly. And on top of that, yeah, I know Saints defense played well in that game. I guess you could say they only gave up 13 points. I mean, final score was 13-10, for goodness sake. But, I mean, I don't think Dallas is going to be held to 13 offensively. Philly's just got too many injuries on defense, in particular the secondary. And
We're getting healthy, though, in the secondary.
I just, despite the fact I do think Philly has a better coach, I still don't think Jason Garrett's a very good coach, but I just can't pick against Dallas. I mean, after what I've seen them do to New Orleans on the defensive side of the ball, I mean, it's just, it's unreal. And it's, I just ain't got the words for it. It's just unreal.
Yeah, you better keep those words in your mouth, boy.
But yeah, Dallas can win this game based on that and on fate. And I say that, I don't want to mention no names, but there's some Cowboy fans, and they need their Cowboys to get a win, but I ain't going to mention no names. I feel like Bradley knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I'm going to say Dallas wins. I'm going to go 27-13 Cowboys.
Well, first of all, the Eagles are going to put up more than 10 points against the Cowboys. Go ahead and get that out of the way.
I gave them 13. I do think they'll score more than 10. I don't think it's going to be much more.
The Eagles are going to win this game in Dallas. They always play good in Dallas. They play better against Dallas in Dallas than they do at home for whatever reason. I don't know why. But every time they go to Dallas, they play good and they usually win.
It's a Dallas team in years past, though.
And ever since the second half of that Giants game, the Eagles have been playing really well, and they got a lot of momentum right now. I had an easy win against the Redskins, give them some confidence. That place was rocking. The fans were into it. They were ready to see this Dallas game. Eagles are going to go into Dallas and win. I'm going to say 24-14. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Alright, let me tell you something. I was watching that game, the Saints and the Cowboys. Every time Drew Brees got the ball, I was like, alright, they're going to score right here. But something funky happened, like every time. Like they went for it on 4th and goal, they didn't get it. They threw an interception, they'd fumble. Just something crazy. Well, Philadelphia ain't going to do that. Dallas will score more than 13 points against Philadelphia. But Philadelphia will score more than 10 points, like New Orleans did. And who needs this win more? Philadelphia does. So therefore, I'm going to pick Philadelphia in the upset.
Yeah, Nick Bell.
Yeah.
Put it there.
Philadelphia needs to win more. If they don't win this, they're done. Season's over if they don't win.
Yep,
They're going to win. You know what happens when Dallas, we start to expect them, like when they become a playoff team?
They crush.
You know what happens when they get expectations?
That's what Shannon Sharp said.
They choke.
And you know what happens when the Eagles got their back against the wall?
They
overcome it.
They put the dog mask on. Chris Long, baby. Gonna go with the Eagles. That's my prediction. And I'll be watching that game closely. That's a 4:25 game, isn't it?
Yep.
Cannot wait.
Yeah.
I'll be snowed in.
Be snowed in. It'll be perfect Sunday to watch football.
Oh my gosh, I cannot wait.
What are you going to do if the power goes out, Bradley?
That's what I've been thinking about. I don't know.
I don't think it's going to go out.
You'd be in a heap of trouble, especially where you live. There ain't no way you can make it down that hill.
I'd have to walk. I'd have to walk all the way to Mount Airy, I guess, to a Chili's or whatnot.
All right. Moving on to the Detroit Lions versus the Arizona Cardinals. Brad Nolen.
Ooh. I think this is going to be one of the closer games of the week. I think it's going to be a really good game, even though both teams are really bad. And I had a tough time deciding this one. But I'm going with the Lions on the road. I have a feeling, Matt Stafford, he's better than Rosen, and I feel like they're overall better team. Arizona had a big win last week, I'll give them that. But like I said, that was with Mike McCarthy coaching the Packers. Now the Cardinals are facing a better head coach, Matt Patricia. He's a way better head coach than Mike McCarthy. But anyway, I'm going to go with Detroit winning this game on the road, 27-24.
Yep, I'm going to take the Lions on the road. Bradley about summed it up pretty well.
About Mike McCarthy?
Oh, no, I don't know about that. But, yeah. I'm gonna go with the Lions. I just trust Stafford more than I do Josh Rosen. Neither team has anything to play for at this point in the year, so on paper I think it's gonna be a good game, but will I watch it? Probably not. I'll probably be watching that Eagles and Cowboys at 4:25. Because I don't think any of the other 4 o'clock games is too interesting. I think y'all would agree also on that.
Yeah.
But
I don't know. Steelers and Raiders I think could be an interesting game.
Yeah.
Raiders
Maybe.
play the Raiders play the Steelers close.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Lions. I'm gonna say old Matt Prater kicks a game-winning field goal to give the Lions a win in the desert, 24-23.
So tell me something. You think Matthew Stafford is better than Aaron Rodgers?
I can't stand Rodgers, but it kills me to say it. I personally don't know. That's one of the few I don't think is, though, but no.
Is Aaron Rodgers a top 10 quarterback in the NFL?
No,
God,
no
yeah.
way.
He's top 2.
Absolutely not.
Top 15.
That's debatable. He's definitely not top 10, though.
Hold on, we gotta stop for a second. Travis King, tell me your 10 quarterbacks tell me 15 quarterbacks that are better than Aaron Rodgers.
Let's see, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Drew Brees. See, I'm just stating divisions here, so it's easier on me. Jared Goff.
Naturally, you would start with the NFC South.
Let's see. Russell Wilson, no doubt. Let's see. I can't say it now, but I could see it, so don't count this, but I could see it in the future. Jimmy Garoppolo.
In the future, maybe.
Who else in that division I'm not thinking of?
Josh Rosen?
Oh, no. Well, he beat him, but no, I can't say that.
He's going to say the craziest stuff, Nick.
NFC East, Eli Manning, no.
Yeah, I think, well, you could argue he's got 2 Super Bowls.
Oh, my God.
Rodgers only got
I'm
1.
talking about, like, right now on NFL, skill level.
Well, no, not right now, no. No. Dak Prescott, no.
I was about to say, if you said Dak Prescott.
He's got the most wins out of anybody.
Mark Sanchez?
No way.
Okay.
Alex Smith,
Carson
no.
Wentz?
It's debatable. I personally think Nick Foles should be starting over Wentz myself, but just for that, I can't say
All right,
that.
so that puts you at 5.
I think Nick Foles is better than Aaron Rodgers. I mean, my God, he beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I'm going to say he's better.
Oh, my God. Travis.
Yep.
You sound so dumb right now.
No, I don't. It's the truth.
Aaron Rodgers has the highest quarterback rating in
I
NFL
don't care what
history.
he's got. That's just
The highest
numbers.
touchdown to interception ratio in NFL
So
history.
that was 5, okay? So you count Tom Brady?
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
that's 6. So
And I'd say
you going to say Josh Allen?
no.
Sam Darnold?
No.
Ryan Tannehill?
No.
Ben Roethlisberger?
Yes.
That's
Won
7.
2 Super Bowls.
That's-
Phil
Yeah.
Rivers, too. Forgot about him.
and he lost one to Rodgers.
That's 7. Joe Flacco, Lamar Jackson?
Oh, my God.
I can't defend Flacco.
Okay.
He went on an improbable run, but starting to think that was just a little bit of luck myself. Deshaun Watson, yes.
Baker Mayfield?
In time he will be, yes.
Andy Dalton?
No.
So you said Deshaun Watson, that's 8.
Well,
Andrew Luck?
I'm disappointed in them in last week.
1 week?
This is easy. Andrew Luck's better than Aaron Rodgers. Right now in the NFL, I do think he is.
Yeah, I would say yeah, but
If
I'd
you
err
say
on the
Nick
side
Fo-
of caution.
If Nick Foles gets in there, Andrew Luck gets in there.
Well, Nick Foles, my God, he won the Super Bowl, beat the GOAT, man.
Marcus Mariota.
In time, I think he will be. He makes clutch throws all the time.
I'm about to turn this thing off.
What's the other team in that division? Cody Kessler.
No.
Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles, no.
Phillip Rivers.
Oh, yeah, easy, man.
That's 9.
Yeah.
Derek Carr.
No.
Case Keenum.
No.
Patrick Mahomes.
Yes, absolutely.
So you got Aaron Rodgers, number 11 in the NFL.
Yeah, he's not top 10. No way. No way, buddy.
I just want to know how Cam Newton's better than him.
I mean, my God, look at the piss poor offensive coordinator he had for how long he had to deal with. No offensive line at times.
We gotta get
Never
back in
a good
let's
receiving
get back
core.
to the picks. This guy.
No.
You've been drinking or something.
He beat him the last time he played him.
All right, Travis. You got in the. You said.
What was the last game?
Oh God.
I feel like my IQ just dropped.
Everybody said
to
Detroit.
4.
All right.
Yep.
Pittsburgh Steelers versus Oakland Raiders.
I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers. You go on the road and get a win and snap out of this little 2-game losing streak they're in all of a sudden. I just don't see this being much of a contest. Oakland's so bad defensively. I think Pittsburgh's going to go off on them on offense, despite the fact I think I learned today James Conner's out, but I don't think that's going to hurt too bad in this game. And if anything, they're probably doing that as a precaution anyhow. But yeah, I just don't see this being much of a contest. I was sort of baffled. I didn't even know Oakland had made it that close with Kansas City. I give them credit for that. But I just don't see them doing this 2 weeks in a row, making things interesting. So I'm going to go with the Steelers. And Pittsburgh, I think, is going to be really focused and locked in. This is about a must-win, in my opinion, for Pittsburgh, too, in my opinion. Because all of a sudden, Baltimore has closed that gap. And if y'all remember, both these teams split, too, in the regular season. So, and of course, I know Baltimore's got a much, much tougher game than what Pittsburgh's got this week. So let's say, some miracle happens and Oakland wins. I'm not picking it that way, but just saying if it does. And Baltimore might sneak up and win the division. Old Pittsburgh might be on the outside looking in. I think this is a very important game.
Pittsburgh still got New England and the Saints left on
And
the
the Saints is on the road, but New England's at home. But yeah, I'm going to go with the Steelers, though. I just don't see something miraculous happening out in the black hole Sunday afternoon in Oakland.
Black hole, you like black hole.
So, yeah, I'm going to go with old Pittsburgh. I'm going to go with the Steelers. I'm going to go 38-10. It's going to be a complete team effort.
I like how you finished that at the black hole. But anyway, I think this game's going to be closer than people think. Steelers on a 2-game losing streak. Lost James Conner. He's not going to play this week. Oakland looked good against the Chiefs. I think this is going to be a really close game. But I do think the Steelers will end up winning. So watch out. Might have an upset on our hands. But I'm going to say Steelers win it 28-23.
I'm going to say the Steelers win it. But the Raiders always play the Steelers close. John Gruden has finally got the players that want to be there to play football, and he ain't got the players there for the money. So therefore the effort is there. They just need experience, and they just need a couple more players around. So this offseason, they'll make some good moves, get some good draft picks. This time next season, they'll be looking probably 8-8, 9-7. A year after that, try to win that division. John Gruden hopefully will turn that team around. I got to go with the Steelers, though. What was it, about 8 years ago, Jamarcus Russell was the quarterback for the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
He upset the Steelers. About 5 years ago, Terrell Pryor was the quarterback for the Raiders, and they upset the Steelers.
Wow.
The Raiders always play Pittsburgh good. I just don't know what it is.
It's actually a big rivalry, despite the fact they're not in the same division.
Yeah, they hate each other.
They do.
But I'm going with Pittsburgh. Everybody going with Pittsburgh?
Yep.
All right. The Sunday night game flexed in.
Good decision by the NFL, too, by the way.
Y'all know the game it was supposed to be?
Uh-uh.
The Steelers and the Raiders.
Great call, absolutely. Great call.
So the Rams and the Bears. Who do you got?
I'm taking the Chicago Bears, the Monsters of Midway, Sunday night at Soldier Field to, I don't know if I'm going to call it a shot, but surprise a good portion of the world, I'll put it that way. Just look to see if Trubisky's back, and he is. So I do like that. I think he's a good quarterback, and he's another quarterback I think's better than Rodgers, by the way.
Oh, my God.
But, yeah, I like old Chicago at home. It's going to be cold, really cold, frigid conditions. Soldier Field Sunday night. That defense is going to step up. They had a letdown in New York, I'll say. I think they would have won that game if Trubisky had played, but he didn't. And now that he's back, I just think it's going to be enough. I just think they're gonna find a way to win this game. I'm pretty confident about it, and I think that's gonna be a good football game. But I just like Chicago at home in the cold weather and the elements. And I'm gonna go with the Bears. I'm gonna say they win a really good football game. I'm gonna go 27-23 Chicago.
And I'm picking the Rams on the road, and I feel very confident about it. Mitch Trubisky, even if he does play, he's not going to be 100%. He's, coming off this injury, and I don't trust him, especially against in a primetime game against the team with the best record in football. I just don't see it. I think the Rams are going to go in, get the win, 27-24.
I am going to go with the Rams. I think the offense is going to be too much. Trubisky's been out 2 weeks. Probably going to take him. He's going to be a little rusty getting back in it. And going with the Rams. I feel like this is the week I catch up. So
Maybe.
So hopefully I don't want to get to that table. Sunday night football. This is going to be a good football game to watch.
It is. I'm excited for it.
I'm going to go with the Rams winning 27-24. Moving on. Monday Night Football. The Minnesota Vikings versus my Seattle Seahawks.
I'm going to go with your Seattle Seahawks at home. And pretty confident about it. I think they're going to win by 2 scores at least. I'm going to say they win 27-13. Just tough environment, especially in prime time. Russell Wilson's going to have a pretty good game, and I feel like that defense is going to play pretty good, especially being at home. So yeah, give me the Seahawks, 27-13.
I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks Monday night at Century Elite Field. I just don't trust Minnesota going on the road. Kirk Cousins always seems to struggle against good football teams, especially on the road on top of that. And I just think that place is going to be rocking. It's going to be loud. And I think Russell Wilson is definitely better than Kirk Cousins, but overall, offensively, I'd give the advantage to the Vikings. But I just think being in Seattle, it's just going to be too much for Minnesota to deal with crowd noise and whatnot and everything else. And this is a big game for both teams, no doubt. Seattle's trending in the right direction. Minnesota, I don't know if I call it taking a step back. I mean, my gosh, they had to go on the road to Foxborough. It's not like they were expected to win. But yeah, they're in danger of losing 2 in a row. And I think that's going to become a reality Monday night. I just don't trust Kirk Cousins to go on the road and more or less outplay Russell Wilson. And Seattle's a special environment, man, and I give them credit, man. They've surprised me. I give them all the credit in the world, and they deserve it. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Seattle. I want to say they win. I'm going to go 27-20 Seahawks.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks. Russell Wilson's only lost one Monday night game in his career. He's 7-1 on Monday Night Football. He actually lost his first Monday night game this year on week 2. He had a young team. They finally found their identity. Plus, the Patriots the Vikings is coming off playing the Patriots.
Traveling coast to coast, man, too.
Yep, so
Yep.
you're going to get some jet lag.
Yep.
Going to go with the Seattle Seahawks on Monday Night Football. It's going to be a close one. Cousins is going to throw for over 400 yards. Cousins is going to throw for 3 touchdowns. But Russell Wilson is going to throw for 3 touchdowns too. And we're going to rush for 2. Seattle's going to win this game 38-34.
Wow.
Monday Night Football. Weather might be a little rainy. I hope it is. It's going to help us.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'm going with the Seahawks. Y'all have anything else to say?
I think I'm good on my end.
Yeah. About the same way.
I don't know, man. You loco.
Do what?
Yeah. You are.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the truth.
What's the truth?
About Rodgers.
How'd you know that's what we was talking about? So you know you're crazy for saying that. All right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Just listen to Skip Bayless.
That's
He'll
all
tell you
for this
everything.
week. I'm signing off. I'm Brad Freakin Nolen.
And I'm Nick Bell.
I'm Travis King.
Peace out.